Hello, thank you very much for joining me to reach out to couples um, wherever you are in the globe. I want to especially appreciate the pastors and ministers, it doesn't matter whatever level and capacity, because there is a real big problem now in the world. But to make things even more difficult and more challenging for Christians in marriage, there are things that have not been addressed, and I want to see how I can share what this is all about. Um, there is an aspect of the couple's life that have not been looked at or treated effectively. And because so many of those things have to do with shame, embarrassment, um, they are not easily mentioned, and the parents are guilty. And so if the person that is supposed to teach it is guilty of it, how is he going to have the boldness to address it? What am I talking about? The childhood wounds, childhood trauma that people carried into their marriages. As a matter of fact, some had believed that either when they join the church, that would have been solved, or when they get married, marriage would be a solution. It hardly happens. So you see people who are in their brokenness get into marriage. And as we go on, I'm going to explain some of them. But I had to take out time to research and explore the link between childhood trauma and wounds and Christian divorce. So in various ways, I found out that the impact that of the trauma, childhood trauma that have not been resolved, they show up in attachment issues. They show up as emotional immaturity. They show up as unhealthy coping mechanism in any of these ways. And of course, this is nothing to make light of. Yes, if any man be in Christ is a new creature, all things are passed away, all things have become new. That is a fact. But as far as the emotional things are concerned, if you do not, or if you've not had the opportunity to receive the healing that you are supposed to, or you don't even understand that aspect of your life can be healed. Yes, indeed, Christ paid for all. But if you are not able to understand what you are channeling your faith towards, to receive that into your life, it's just like God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But you are a witness. You know that there are many people who have not received that eternal life. There are people who are still going to hell, but it's not the will of God for for people to go to hell. But every day people die and go to hell. Why? They have not come to the point where they receive Christ into their lives. The price had been paid. The same with and our various aspects of our lives. The area you're not able to receive by grace, receive by faith. Through grace, you receive by faith. You are not going to be able to experience the power of God there. So that is just to give you a brief of where we are coming from. So you see people suffering from anxious attachment. You see the other ones from avoidant attachment. And last and not the least, you see the fearful avoidant attachment. So all these are the things I've tried to explain within the program. When these things are not addressed and the people affected are not able to receive the healing, how can they believe when nobody is sent? At this point, I can tell you that I'm sent to address this subject. God always will raise somebody to address the issues that are disturbing his people. How do they show up in marriage? Ineffective communication, escalating conflict, lack of conflict resolution. So for even those who try to resolve these things, it becomes difficult. Why? There are some underlying things, and to make things even more difficult. Many of these people believe that's who they are. Somebody who finds it easier, more natural to snap at each other or to be very suspicious or cannot receive even kind compliments. That person has an issue. And many of them are things that have built up from childhood trauma. And many people, even as Christians, even as pastors, they go to the grave without these things being resolved. Why? They will have not had the opportunity to hear somebody talk about them. So in your effort to reach out to Christian couples in particular, and then there are things that seem to keep repeating, and it's around the emotions. These people are nice people. They are not, they are good people. They are not bad people, but they have their own issues that have not been addressed. They might be very fiery evangelist and all that, but inside they don't feel that real acceptance. They tell others, and others believe. They pray for them. They pray for the sick, and they get healed. They can prophesy and are so accurate, yet they are having emotional problems because as a child they might have been abused physically, emotionally, sexually. Might be with somebody who was supposed to be looking after them, somebody who was supposed to be protecting them from harm, from problems, and they make it even more difficult for them to feel that they can be genuine security or you can trust anybody. They will carry that except they are healed. They will carry it into their marriage. Maybe you listening to me, you have these as a personal issue. And it has never really been addressed the way I'm talking about. So this is why I want to support what you are doing. I know for many of you, you don't know how to charge for what you do, but I'm creating a platform for you to be able to be rewarded. How will this happen? You give somebody who is having marital conflict this opportunity. They go through this course, and for bringing them to register. My course, this is how it works. It comes with explanation of who should take the course. All should do it as a free program. But after the free videos are done with, there is a place that they can register. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. We've tried to make it simple so that even the low-income earner can do this, because the cost of divorce is not like you see on the internet. They say, oh, you can fill the form and all that and pay little amount and then you'll be able to resolve your marriage. It doesn't work that way. It's not that straightforward. What of when the children are involved? Most times that couples divorce, it's the children. And I've seen that even the adults are impacted. So it's not a question of saying, okay, as adults, they will take it easy. Many get devastated that their parents divorced. What are the things that can be done? One is education, and the education is to tell them the truth, not just giving some psychological explanation and all that. So they should be able, when they say, okay, let's communicate, it should be an effective communication. It should be something that is not colored by their emotional lenses. It's not something that the emotion will so overrun the whole thing that they don't know what to do. And of course, these people, they hardly have their emotional maturity in place. And you will see things like codependent behaviors. They have poor personal growth. They are not able to set boundaries. All these come to play in their marriage. And the title or the label Christian may just be there, and they feel more frustrated because they know more than they can do. It's something on the inside. It's something that is tugging, something that is sabotaging from within. So the strength they should have from within seem not to be there, is there, but cannot be harnessed, cannot be tapped into. In such cases, I have offered, you do the reaching out to them, tell them, do the counseling, whatever you have for them, fantastic. But this program will allow you to do more than that. Give them an opportunity to be part of this program. They pay for the program. We have set in place an account with your name, and each time somebody pays through your link, which has your own ID, and if you haven't submitted your name and your email address, so that when somebody buys the program or pays for the program through your own link, you will be able to have your commission. It is automatic. The computer, the software sets your commission aside. And how much is that for your commission? £15 per person. So wherever you are in the world, you want to be a part of this, you want to see how you can be encouraged to reach out to the couples who are struggling with their emotions. They are struggling with their immaturity. They are struggling not because they don't hear the word of God. They have done all the prayers, the fasting, and it seems to get worse. They have to come to the point where they acknowledge, I am hurting and I need healing. They have to come to the point where they understand what is forgiveness. I want to forgive so God can forgive me. I can be free myself. They have to come to the point where they embrace healing so they can be free. They can be who God designed them to be, because what the enemy targets is for them not to fulfill their destiny, for them to be devastated. They cannot reach where God has designed for them to reach. So we have system in place. The things we have taught here, some of them come as free materials, but for those who want to take it to the next level where they understand certain things, how can I ever forgive? Oh, I'm struggling. I can't forgive. I can't believe that. All those kind of languages or sabotaging things. We'll be able, we have made those things available so they can be a part of it. They can learn, they can know how to apply. If you go through the program, or anyone goes through the program and has not been able to implement and needs that personal assistance, one-on-one, I am here to do that. How will I do it? The first session, which is 30 minutes, first session is free. One-on-one, that's what we call discovery call. That's what we call discovery call. Sometimes we call it strategic call. It is to be able to find out what is that personalized problem, because everybody may not have the same challenge. Some were verbally abused, some were emotionally, psychologically abused. They never see themselves able to do anything. Why? Because of what their parents said to them. Or their caregivers have told them, you will not amount to anything. And that has eaten deep into them than you can imagine. If it doesn't happen to you, you don't understand what we're saying. You will not understand what we're saying. So the first thing is they should seek help, seek coaching. That's what we do. Coaching is one of the reasons why you should not toe the line of divorce, because divorce will not only affect you, it will affect your relatives, it will affect your children, it will affect your business, it will affect your finances. That's the side they don't tell you. The narratives will want you to, oh, are you not feeling comfortable? Just bolt out. There's more to it than that. It has a bigger picture you need to consider. Because of those who will be affected, you need to communicate openly. How do you do it? When you're struggling with your emotion, everything said, you read meanings into it that is not true. Why? Because you're having personal struggle, or you don't feel you are worth a good relationship, a good marriage, we can help. And we can show you what it really means to forgive. We can also stand by you during the coaching program if you go for that. But the training here, the teaching here is to give you that awareness. Awareness, they say, is the beginning of a change. When you have that true understanding from within, sometimes these people that are abused, they end up blaming themselves for everything that has happened. They curse the day they were born. They struggle with forgiving. We will help you. So this is what you have come into. I'm doing this video for those who are helping couples, or you are a pastor. Many times pastors are in a situation where they gather a committee, marriage committee, who don't know their left from their right. I'm sorry to say. But if they come in here themselves and go through this program, they will be able to explain. They will be able to tell. I'm happy, like I said, when they need reference, I'm happy to do it. At the moment, we're not doing it to take anybody from your church. That's not what, if I'm gathering a church, I like to go for people who don't have a church. I like to go to people who need to be pastored, who need to be discipled. So that's just to help you feel secure. If anybody will want to leave your church, it won't be me. It won't be me that will tell the person to leave your church. So be at home with yourself. This is to enhance what you're doing so that you have healthy people. Church workers shouldn't be people who are emotionally damaged. It shouldn't be at all. So that's what we are here for. We want to team up with you. Instead of you paying me to do this, I am going to make sure that you have a commission. So for everyone who goes through this program, the program is only £47. £15 out of that will come to your account. By the way, we make that available at the 60th day. The reason is so that those who want to take our guarantee is that in 30 days, if they are not happy with what they get, they can get their refund. So it's something that is well arranged, well set. So I think it should be an opportunity for you to get into partnership with us, allow us to support what you're doing. So you have emotionally, psychologically, spiritually healthy people in your church. You see the result of you helping them. If there's any challenge in the midst of that, and they need more personalized thing, we have how we arrange those programs. And I'll be happy to work with you. So that's why this video has been made, so that you have the understanding. If I fix a general meeting, everybody may not be able to appear at the same time. That's why I've done this in a way that you take out time, listen to this. And anybody else, you want to bring more people to be part of what you are doing, as leaders, they need to first and foremost listen to this. I do not want to work with people who are just coming into it because they hear you get a commission. We will still be able to help those you bring in, but are you in a position to enjoy what you are directing others to? Well, that's where I want to stop. I thought I needed to do this so I can explain. There are people who just saw the invitation and they just joined. If you are doing any work, but in the course of doing this, you feel you want to also be coached so you can coach others, we have that program in place as well. You have people who said, we need a specialized time, we need a quick program for a weekend, we have that in place as well. But usually for those who want to have that coaching, we have the session for 6 weeks, and every week you will set aside 2 hours where we have the one-on-one interaction and we see where you really need help. And you'll be honest with us, we'll be honest with you. We hold you accountable. You will make a commitment, time-wise, financially. You don't have to break your bank. It's not something that is that difficult. You only need to be committed to your marriage. You only need to be committed to your children. You only need to know the things that you didn't know, so you approach things differently. You only need to know that when something happens, between when the thing happens and when you have to act, there is a gap in between. So what do you do in between that gap? That's where this program is needed. As you can tell, the church has no problem of good information, but many times the problem is in the application. That's where coaching comes in. We've seen God help people through this. We've done the counseling side of it. We've done praying for people. Many people need more than prayers. Not that prayers wouldn't work, but after you pray, what do? How do you implement what the Bible says? Somebody has got to show you the way. All right? So thank you for being a part of this. If you have not decided yet, or after listening to it, you think it's not something that is meant for you, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll take your name off the list. But if you think this is going to enhance you, now I'm saying that even if you bring in 1,000 people that need this program so that their marriages can work, you would have helped them and prevent them from destroying their lives, destroying the life and destinies of their children. You would have helped them to avoid that, but take to the route that will help them to stay together and be healed and be who God made them to be, if they want. So that's what you would do. And I say, even if it is 1,000 people, we will make sure. If anything, we will increase it and not reduce it. 15 pounds per person you introduce to this program. If you want to set up your own course, well, we can help you do that. It might take you some months. It will definitely take you some thousands in pounds or in dollars. So please take advantage of this. While you are doing that, you will discover that you are rewarded. You are also supporting us. You are supporting us to keep reaching out. Our aim is to reach the first 1,000 couples. And then the next leap, we are looking at reaching out to the next, the 10,000 people. Ultimately, we want to begin to count in millions the couples that we want to reach. So you are in a team of something that is bigger than any one of us. God bless you. Sorry for all the interruptions. There have been phone calls that have been coming in. It's all part of the work. So look forward to seeing you, and we see how much we can keep improving what we are doing. If you yourself see anything you want to comment that we can make adjustment to or correct, feel free to reach out to me. God bless you. Have a wonderful time and more grace. And bye for now.